This is Traverse City musician Kevin Reeves.
This is Kevin Reeves.
Kevin Reeves, one of the most talented musicians.
Oh, this whole album is just fantastic.
Kevin Reeves is a talented composer, musician, singer, producer.
Kevin is incredibly talented, and more than anything else, he has tenacity that few artists have.
I couldn't figure out which song I really wanted to play from Kevin because Kevin's got some good stuff, and it's hard to pick. Kevin's released a fantastic new album that's redefining what a project studio is capable of producing.
He's carved out a niche for himself.
If Kevin doesn't get signed, the music industry will again prove how utterly f***ed up it is. And Kevin, when you get famous, you better remember who the f*** the rest of us are.
Kevin, he's just a master.
Kevin Reeves, the man, the myth, the legend.
Safety first. Always wear your seatbelt. Alright, so I guess this is where it all begins. We are on our way to Traverse City, Michigan. Well, Lake Ann to be specific. Kevin Reeves has rented Joel and I this van. Although if you look at the passenger seat, Joel is not yet here. Why? Because I am leaving here, Greenville, Illinois, and driving to Fort Wayne, Indiana first to pick up Joel and his gizmos and gear and whatnot. Here's the van, here's all my crap, which will have to be rearranged once he gets here. I know you're thinking, oh my god, he's got that Tom precariously propped up there, but it's actually quite heavy and quite stable, so don't worry, I love my Slingerlands. So anyway, this van's pretty cool. No iPod dock, no CD player, that's alright. I've got the little MP3 player loaded with nothing but Kevin Reeves, and that's what we're going to be listening to. So I guess this is the beginning of the story. Alright, so we're gassed up. We are leaving. Got coffee. Very, very important on a road trip such as this. And next stop is Fort Wayne, Indiana, and Joel. So there you go. Talk to you soon. Hey man, just to let you know I'm on the road. I am headed out of Greenville now, and that's that, so I will talk to you soon. And we are joined by Joel Gragg.
Hello.
Hello, Joel.
How's it going?
It's going well. We have loaded up all of his stuff now in here. As you can see, the pile has continued to grow. I did a bad job of getting like the shots of pulling up to his house or anything. So we're just going to have to live with what we have. But we are here in Fort Wayne, and these are our MapQuest directions, and we are headed to Lake Ann, Michigan. 5 hours, 12 minutes. Another 323.79 miles. So we will carry on now.
It's 8:45 p.m. on Thursday, and we're waiting for the guys to show up, Joel and Ian. They're going to come and take over my house, and we're going to record some drums. We're going to cut some tracks. It's just been a long day of just kind of getting things ready and making sure the car rental is all good and making sure they've got everything they need and getting this house cleaned up, and we're all probably exhausted, so they're going to roll in about an hour and a half. We're going to set up some gear, and we're going to bring the fire. In 24 hours, we'll have drums tracked for this record. It's going to be a whirlwind of recording.
Whoa!
We are somewhere in Michigan. I think we're 7-8 miles away from Kevin's. It is dark. We're not entirely sure where we're going. So far, so good. So we're hoping to be there soon.
Kill me now.
That's Joel. But we can't kill him quite yet, for he is the engineer for this weekend. And we would be lost without him, although you really can't see him right now. Oh, you saw his profile for a second. That was Joel Gragg's profile. I want to gorge with the profile it is. Aww. Oh, thank you. Okay. So, pretty sure we almost hit Bigfoot a few miles back.
It flipped me off, dude.
Declaring that and there you go. So I guess we'll see you when we get to Kevin's.
Welcome here.
All right, it is dark and we have found our way here, folks. So we are in the beautiful darkness of the Michigan countryside, and this is Kevin's house, which you cannot see, and we didn't know where the hell we were going, but here we are after all, and there's Kevin. Say hi to the camera,
How
Kevin.
are you?
Now that we got some light, there's Kevin. There's Joel.
I'm all sweaty.
Well, because he's hot.
Yeah.
He's so hot. So there's Joel unboxing gizmo after gizmo. Joel, you're a trooper. Joel worked today. He worked a shift at Sweetwater, and then had to get in a van with my crazy driving ass. And then
Kevin, you got scissors?
And then Kevin needs to have scissors.
I don't know where any are right now. What do we need?
I got a zip tie on this bitch.
I got some dikes.
What? You got some what?
I got some dikes.
Say what?
Joel, explain what this is on the top.
This is a Rupert Neve preamp called the Red 8. It's a stereo preamp with about 75 dB of gain.
Joel, what did you just say?
I said if we can't get a good sound with this processing gear, I quit.
Here's hoping my
Nasty heads off.
God, that's a big burrito then. Jesus.
What are you talking about? Oh, yes. Filthy as shit.
And not when they're 13.
Why, thank you. Evans, EC2. There you go. Oh, that's exciting. Alright, so as promised, we'll have a little rundown of this here in a bit. First, we're going to go upstairs and take our handy dandy tripod with us and set up some drums. Joel has been running lines and setting up mics. Okay, I'm going to stare. It's a disarray. Yeah, it's general disarray. Is it plugged in somewhere?
Plugged into this.
No. The power.
Wall.
That's Joel Gragg, and he is heavily influenced by jug music.
And tube and throat singing.
Ooh, interesting. Ooh.
It's a little bit of tube and throat singing right there for you.
He ends up buying something better than mine.
Oh yeah?
That's not fair.
Maybe your dad's trying to outdo you.
I'm gonna tell him never again.
Well, you should just start advising that he buys crappier stuff than
I
what you
should.
have. That's what.
Well, because I told him to get a Mac Mini. I didn't even have one yet. I'm like, yeah, you should get a Mac Mini. Well, I just ordered a Mac Mini. I've been wanting one for years. So he had it for a year now. I finally got one. I mean, it's like, whatever. And my mom, got an iPod before I did.
I still don't own one.
She's got the iPod Nano.
I'm gonna get a shot of the sink here because I have to have a sink like this. This is exactly the kind of sink I've always wanted. They've even got the old-fashioned handles here, and it's just beautiful. And this is their view from their kitchen as you do your dishes. I don't have this. I have a blank, white, old, nasty wall. No windows. There's no windows in my kitchen.
Put salt blocks out so that while they're doing dishes, the deer will come out.
Ah, see? Come on. Now you're just rubbing it in. That's not fair. My drums are here, and this is the view we've got. And I really cannot imagine a more tranquil setting, a more serene setting to be working in. This is really, really nice. Everyone's nice and far away from us. Got these wonderful vaulted ceilings, these wonderful wood walls. Look at those. Maybe later on I'll play my drums naked in front of a roaring fire in that fireplace. Kevin, how are you feeling about things so far?
Oh my God, this is great. This is so far exceeds expectations about the sound. So far, everything just sounds amazing, and so we're just kind of getting the last of it hooked up, and no stress. We're just doing the deal.
You want to do the rundown real quick?
Okay, so we have, for the drum chain, we have kick
Going through.
going through the LE610. We have snare top going through the Chandler MK2, or Chandler TG channel, and we have bottom snare going through ISA pre-1 here on the 428, high tom, mid tom, low tom, room 1,
What is that?
which is the Earthworks mic down the stairs, room 2, well, room... I guess 2, but it's stereo mic here with an XY pattern and stereo ribbon on the Red 8 for the overheads.
All right.
That is all.
Gnarly. All going there. Okay. Go ahead.
Hello, John. Go ahead.
Hi, George.
Hey, thanks for calling.
Oh, no problem. I just have a story.
It is currently 10 to 2 Saturday morning. We've gotten done with 10 songs, drum tracks for 10 songs. So that was the goal for today. We've reached our goal, albeit it's very late at night. We're all a little wiped out now, but how do you feel about everything today?
Oh my God, it's awesome. I'm just so wiped out. A high energy day of cutting great sounding tracks, and it's gonna be awesome. I'm just so beat now. It's a long day.
We've hit that lull. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, what time did you get up this morning?
8?
8, and you guys let me sleep till almost 10.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, by the way. And now I have coffee, so I'm a happy boy.
You'll be up all night.
I don't know about that, but I'm going to enjoy myself at least for the rest of the time that I am awake. I have to tell you, I love where you live, like not just the house, I mean like just driving to the 7-Eleven that we went to like 11 miles away. It is like so beautiful and amazing up here. It's like, I feel like I should be like riding a horse like through Sleepy Hollow or something. It's like, it's so perfect. It really is perfect. Like some of the trees are so old and ominous, and the terrain is perfect. It made me wish I had my Subaru up here actually, because the roads are perfect for the Subaru. And here's Joel, very ragged, very, very spent as well. How you feel about things today, Joel?
Good.
Yeah?
Yeah. Great sounds. Good performances. I think it will come out well.
Awesome.
Yeah, I mean, once I apply Beat Detective, it'll be perfect.
That's what you get for hiring a drummer with no groove or feel.
That's right. Uh-huh.
We've got more crap to do tomorrow, so we've got some auxiliary percussion to do, and whatever else we feel like squeezing in. So we'll see how it all goes, and we're going to enjoy the rest of our night without you. Bye.
And I've written that in Twitter, like I'd spell that out like I'm trying to throw up, like, ooh, I just heard this track and it's terrible or something, like, oh my god.
It's like the sound of throwing up in your own mouth. There's Kevin and Joel. It is Saturday morning. Say hi to the camera, kids.
What up? Yep, Saturday morning today.
Yes, it is Saturday
We'll do
morning.
some drums for them, and then we'll do some aux percussion and probably just strike it.
I'm going to take you people outside. The old trusty rental van. So this is walking out of the basement of Kevin's. We've got all the drums done. Yeah?
Yes, sir.
So what's next? Tell the kids at home what's happening next.
We're gonna beat on things and shake on things, and we're gonna do aux percussion stuff on some tunes. Just a couple of things.
How are we gonna set that up, Kevin?
Well, I thought that probably what we'd have to do is you guys would take turns engineering. We just have to have 2 people at a time up there. But we need a second set of headphones up there too.
Well, that's doable because we got 2 sets down here.
Okay. Is that a good sandwich, Joel?
It's very good.
Did you eat the rest of the roast beef?
I did.
F***er.
I'm having a nice
F***ing roast beef bogarting. As he sits there silently eating the sandwich. Yep. Yep. Watch me. It's good.
Mmm. Oh, yeah.
Alright, well, when Joel's done doing that, we'll do a little walkthrough with the microphones.
This is Joel Gragg, your friendly neighborhood engineer. And Joel's going to walk us through what mics we used for this recording project. So, where do you want to start, Joel?
Let's start with this one right here. This is the Royer Labs Stereo SF24 ribbon microphone.
Alright.
And we have that basically right on the overheads, and it's getting us pretty much 90% of the picture we need.
How much does that thing cost? I'm afraid to ask.
Between 3,000 and 4,000.
Oh, that's all?
Yeah.
I'll take 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we have, on the toms, we have KSM, a pair of KSM 144s.
One there on
141s, rather.
On Tom 1 and Tom 2 here.
Tom 3, the low tom here, we have a KSM 44, which here is pretty much the same capsule, it's just a larger diaphragm.
Alright.
They're all transformerless. And then we have a couple Audix mics, I5 and D6.
I5 here on the snare.
Uh-huh.
D6 is inside the kick drum there, kind of hard to see.
Right. And then on the bottom snare, we have another ribbon mic, the new, actually, Shure KSM 131, which used to be the Crowley and Tripp Red Eye.
Excellent. And we also got in front of the kick.
We have the Blue Mouse, which is a great bass drum microphone, placed about, I'd say, 10 inches away from the head, and gets a nice bloom to it.
Alright, and then we'll go back there.
Around here, a pair of M-Audio Pulsar 2s. And a good stereo pair, just capturing a little bit more of the ambience in the room. And then one of the cooler things that we had going on, based on the room, we have a downstairs stairwell that's tiled. We have down here, based in the corner, trap, an Earthworks TC30, which is an omnidirectional capsule and goes from about 5 hertz to about 30 kilohertz.
It is not a rectal thermometer.
It will not tell your temperature.
All right, and that's what we used on the drums, yeah?
Yep, that's it.
We're good when you are, man. You first. Yeah.
Ooh, whoa. Something just got really loud. Oh, yeah! Nowadays, everybody wanna talk like they got something to say, but nothing comes out when they move their lips. A bunch of gibberish, motherfuckers act like they forgot about track.
Nice.
Okay, so it is Saturday night, actually technically Sunday morning. It's about 10 to 1. Broke everything down, finished recording. I should say finished recording, broke everything down, and loaded up the van already. So Joel and I can get up bright and early in about 5 hours and 10 minutes and make the arduous journey back home. It's been a lot of fun being here. It's been a great place to do it in. Anyway, I'm really tired, and we're going to call it a night. And we're going to hit the road bright and early, so I will see you technically later today. Good night. It is Sunday morning. It is a beautiful, chilly Michigan morning. And we are waiting for our windows to defrost because this rental van did not come with an ice scraper. So we want to go home, but we're just waiting on that to happen. Here's Joel. Good morning, sir.
Hello.
It's bright and early. Are you awake yet?
I'd like to think I am, but...
At least in theory, right?
Yes, at least in theory.
So how do you feel about this weekend's adventure now that we are packed up and here's our stuff all loaded back in the van and packed much more efficiently this time around?
Good.
Good?
Yeah.
Happy with everything? Yeah?
Warm feelings.
Warm feelings?
Yeah.
Like the kind that you get when you're wearing a sweater?
Like the kind I get when I'm listening to Ray Boltz.
Oh. I know exactly the kind of warm, fuzzy feeling you get when you're listening to Ray Boltz.
Not so much here. More around here.
Okay. And that's how we start Sundays in Michigan, apparently. Alrighty. Well, we're going to get on the road here in a moment.
I really like this tree. Here we are leaving the property of the Reeves family.
Should I make a right turn?
It's a make a right turn on Lake Andrew.
What if it's lying to us? I need to figure out what kind of trees these are, but we keep coming across some of these groves. They go straight up and down like that, and they all look the same as if they were artificially planted. It's just amazing. So is that sound. That's amazing.
Actually, there is some story about there used to be a lot of logging
You tell us the tale of logging, Joel.
done in western Michigan,
Okay.
Lake Michigan, and they would transport it.
Okay.
And the guy that was responsible for a lot of that planted a lot of these trees.
Really?
I forget the guy's name, yes, but you can look it up.
Interesting.
Western Michigan is just filled with them. It's some type of a pine is what it is, and I forget what type it is, but they are pine trees.
This has been Tales of the Logging Era with Joel Gragg.
Yes. I have a log.
Whoa.
Do you have a log?
No.
I have a Yule log.
No. Don't have a Yule
It's not
log.
that I have a log, but
know. It's more of a flimsy, silly thing. So I'm currently driving home. I've dropped off Joel some time ago. I don't know, hour and a half, 2 hours ago. I don't know. I should be to Indianapolis soon in about 30-something miles. Then I've got about 3 more hours till I get back to Greenville, so looking forward to getting there. As I've been in this van since about 7:30 this morning, and it is now 2:36. Looking forward to getting there. I feel very beat up and tired. Home. It's probably hard to see in the dark, but I just pulled in my driveway and I am very happy to be here. Safely, all that good stuff. And it carries on from here.
A creepy Torchlight Chat with Kevin and Joel.
Okay, so the day after we recorded those drums, I discovered that we had a major uh-oh moment when I went through the files, because it was really exciting to kind of go through the files and audition them and start, see what we actually got as multi-tracks. And when I went through the files, we discovered that things had been routed rather bizarre. Unfortunately, it had kind of rendered all of our session pretty much unusable at the time. So I was having a conversation on the phone with Joel Gragg a couple days ago because we hadn't talked in a while. So we decided to just kind of get together real quick and rap about what had happened. It was, for me at the time, when being the sole artist and everything, it was pretty devastating. I mean, when I look back on it now, it's like, it was what it was. It happened. We rebooted, as you'll see later on.
Yeah.
But at that time, it was just incredibly devastating because it was so much build-up, and we really did have great sounds going through. Instead of laying blame, we really kind of came to the conclusion that, this was such a huge endeavor to get all this equipment up there. I mean, it was thousands and thousands of dollars worth of gear, and we'd really cobbled it together, and Joel had a great plan for how it was all going to work, and some of it just didn't function the way that we intended it to, and it just really, we didn't catch it until the end. I mean, that's really the long and short of it. Boy, we've learned a lot of lessons, both of us.
Yeah, I gotta be honest too. I mean, just talking about it, from the events of that weekend, they're kind of hard to talk about, really, because, there was a lot of stress. It put a lot of strain on long-standing relationships too, and
it did.
Yeah.
And admittedly, I was so kind of hit upside the head by the whole situation that, being the neurotic weirdo artist that I tend to be, it really caused me to react in some not so good ways. And both you and Ian ended up kind of getting the unnecessary negative energy from that. And
sure.
We've long since discussed that and have patched that up and figured all that out. And for me anymore, it's like, man, it was what it was. Almost better for it to happen when we're not like doing something on someone's pro album, for Tool or somebody like that.
Yeah. As far as you and I were concerned, that wasn't our first rodeo together. I mean, we. I think that's what we were going on is the past up until that weekend is, you and I had, known each other since we were roommates in college. We were bandmates.
Yep, we've worked in plenty of studio situations.
Yeah, and I played on your projects and before, and you played on tons of mine, and we had that background going into it, and we just tried to make this big thing happen that we're all excited for. And
yeah, and we had literally, like, you guys came in Thursday night, we set this thing up Friday, and we were done by Saturday. So we literally erected a studio in a matter of hours.
Yeah,
that's exactly kind of how this worked. And
oh god, yeah, it was crazy.
It was a huge endeavor. And the truth is, we did not, we didn't know some of this gear. I think that was like the weekend we figured out, oh shit, the M audio, the digital, you can't run both the ADAT and the SPDIF at the same time.
Yeah, that's the big thing, looking back, because we were talking about it, and then you mentioned the SPDIF, and it's like, that was it. I remember setting
because
up.
That's when you made the comment, like, after this happened, you said, man, I wish I would have just driven the 20 miles to Radio Shack to go get those.
What had happened? What had happened
plugs.
was you and I were in that room while Ian was setting up. We finally got everything going, signal-wise, set up a Pro Tools template, had everything going from the Profire, and with all the gear, ADAT and SPDIF. That night, it was probably 2 a.m., 3 a.m. at that point, we listened to everything and we were crapping ourselves. It sounded so good. And then we were like, okay, we've got everything going, so let's get 2-3 hours of sleep. I got up at 7, and then we had a little bit of time. Then that's when we started getting sounds again, and what had happened is that SPDIF cable all of a sudden we were getting nothing to getting crunchy digital crap, and I checked the clock issues and there was nothing there, and I assumed that the cable was going bad. That's when I said, hey, do you have a Radio Shack? And we were out in the boonies outside of Traverse City, and
yep.
We decided against it because of time, and because we were running against a clock, and we rerouted some things to some other available analog channels and just made the best of it.
All of that to say, things are cool.
Yeah.
The record is out. Things got rebooted. It just was what it was. For a little neurotic guy like me, man, it really laid me low, and unfortunately, I laid a couple other people low in its wake. And but
we're both neurotic, Kevin. Because it was an artistic endeavor and not just an engineering gig for both of us, that was just heartbreaking.
Yeah, it was. I almost, I didn't know if I was gonna release it. We thought, well, maybe we can use Trigger and some things to try to save it. I took several years off of the record, but it's the time came for me to try it again, and that's that.
Well, thanks, man, for letting me share this part with the documentary, and I appreciate it.
Hell yeah.
All
With
right.
that, we're out.
This is Traverse City musician Kevin Reeves. It's a track from his first CD. He's trying out Kickstarter to try and fund a second CD. His goal? Raise $7,000 by April 13th.
I put the campaign up a couple weeks ago, and it was the very first experience having dealt with Kickstarter.
Who has been donating? Who are these backers?
They are people who are supporters and fans of my music. A lot of these backers I've never met. They are just supportive of what I do, and they want to see me move forward to release this follow-up record.
So I know you're working on a new album and you're trying to raise the funds for it. So I'm curious to hear, what kind of album it is. Does it involve other people? Tell people about it.
Okay, so this record is my second release. It's the follow-up to my album entitled It's About Time. I'd like to think that this album is the natural step forward. The songwriting has improved. We're coming from a different place in the writing process. So
now I'm curious, I know you're using Kickstarter to help raise money to finish the album. But what specifically, how, I know as someone who supports Kickstarter campaigns all the time, I'm curious, what exactly you're going to be using the money for? Because can't you just fire up iTunes and GarageBand and make an album these days?
That is definitely possible. If you want to make a record of quality, it costs some money. Now, you don't have to make a $50,000 record anymore.
Right.
But it still costs money if you want people involved. They have to be paid what they're worth, to contract out other companies to do things like graphic design and rolling out a website and kind of putting infrastructure together to get this music out to the people.
Well, I'll just blatantly pimp for this project as well, because if you're not familiar with Kevin Reeves' music, it's top-notch, amazing songwriting, great playing, catchy riffs that are going to stick in your head over and over again. So just the fact that you're working on something new makes me as a fan extremely excited. But as a friend, I'm just glad also that you're finally making more music. It's about time.
Thank you very much, man. I really do appreciate it.
Definitely.
I'm totally excited about the way this record is starting to shape up, and cannot wait for you guys to hear it. This has all been made possible by your donations. If you have donated, I so much appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's Kevin Reeves back again with another update video. We're just trying to keep the awareness up and keep rolling with this record. So we've got a lot to do, but we're doing great. I really appreciate everything that everybody's done. I don't know. Let's see. Anyway, I appreciate your time and hope to... No, that's stupid. Ian, do an outtakes part. That's the footage we're looking for, buddy. That's the miracle. 5 minutes of documentary and 45 minutes of outtakes. That's it, buddy. And just again, thanks. I hope to hear from you guys on Twitter. Follow me at Reevesman or K Reeves Music. To say thank you to everyone who has contributed so far. We've got 10 days left. We got to reach $7,000. But I really think we could do it. I think we can pull it off. Again, thank you, and I'm out of here. The Kickstarter thing lasted a month. Unfortunately, we were about $3,000 short of our $7,000 goal. And for some, $7,000 might seem like a lot, but for a project like this, which is, recording the album and paying the musicians and paying for mastering and mixing and artwork and especially the documentary, I mean, it creeps up on you. And $7,000 for an album like this is pretty cheap. But unfortunately, we just didn't achieve the goal that we needed. So with Kickstarter's terms of service, if you don't achieve your goal, you don't get any of the money that was pledged. So fortunately for all the people that did pledge, their cards were never charged. Unfortunately for us, we have to remobilize everyone. So the next step was to go ahead and install our own crowdfunding platform, which we used a WordPress plugin called Ignition Deck, which allowed me to take advantage of the money as soon as people were donating. We never really achieved our $7,000 goal on that either, but I'm incredibly appreciative of the people that stepped forward again to actually donate and kind of see this thing along. And so some of it was funded through the generosity of all of you guys, and some of it was funded out of pocket. So that's kind of how we ended up having to do this. And that's just the way it works. Fortunately, we're able to get the album off the ground and get things rolling. And the Kickstarter was a minor setback, but we just keep pushing forward.
So I can just hit that one.
Yeah, hit that before you sit down.
Okay.
Even when recording, I wear earplugs. Oh. Oh.
Go ahead, Ratcliffe.
volume is it?
Man, there's just too much f***ing shit. Be starting and stopping, and turning up and down.
Okay, so that's your monitors.
Yeah, just that output there. Sorry, I'm not trying to,
That's all right.
I'm not trying to be a dick. This is just f***ing frustrating. I just want to play drums.
I mean, you played some really great stuff, so Jesus.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not hearing any music, but
I don't know why you're not hearing music. That's very strange. Because, I mean, you're hearing what I'm hearing in the session, basically.
Right, well, I'm hearing from his microphone, which is in that room right there. That's really what I'm hearing. I'm not even hearing much of the other one anymore.
And nothing's changed. You should be hearing the interface, and you're supposed to be turning down that input, remember? Every time I record, so he doesn't get your internal microphone.
right, I muted him, but I guess it's only muting us in here.
Yeah, well, it's muting him to us. It's not muting us to him through your computer.
So maybe he's unbalanced. He's getting buried on your feed. And
You're confusing Ratcliffe.
Okay, so we're moving on.
Fault.
That's no big deal. So we're moving on?
Yeah. And I mean, I haven't heard anything with music, but I mean, the thing is that I'm sure you're on. I'm more interested in what's the patterns and how is it sounding, and I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean,
yeah, as long as you're comfortable, man. All right, moving on.
So this time, next song, I'll be turning the mic down. You probably need to turn up to hear the other feed.
I will turn up, yeah.
Yeah, so.
See, it's just too much f***ing about with. Turn this up, turn this down, mute this, hit record. Go to the cameras. Put your left foot in, put your left foot out.
Now you can hear us, right?
Yep. And that's a good level, pretty much. I can turn this up. Are we making this really hard for you, Ratcliffe, with all these click this, mute that?
You want me to hit record now?
Yeah, go ahead.
How exciting is it to watch a drummer tracking drums? It is this f***ing exciting.
Yeah, sounded great. Yeah, because you were doing some really cool. Yeah, I dug it a lot better than what I came up with. So could we do a verse? Yeah, where you booka boom. The bridge section. I wonder if we can make that even crazier, like 4 on the floor. Boo boo ga boo ga boo ga boo ga ba ga boo. You know, and you're just going nuts. Try something like that. A Stuart Copeland, you know, like in Synchronicity 2, in the second verse, it's like, instead of doing it that way, do it like the Synchronicity 2 hi-hat lick, where it, you know, where like what you did when you did the Astronaut's Lunchbox. Oh yeah, they're on and. 'Cause I resign myself to live. Yeah, those are on the and. The and of 4. So it's like, okay, can we do, say what? When we originally did it, the first verse, so we just went are you doing that kind of new wave 16th pattern hi-hat thing? But then there's some like snare crashes occasionally. Kind of you know. What? Superhero what? Oh no. Oh, that sucks, dear. Oh my. Well, I don't want to put anybody out. Ratcliffe, are you an iPhone user? Yeah, you did something. It might not have been exactly what you heard on the keyboard drums part, but you did something. So, no worries. Yep. Is it a he that turned into a she that fell in love with a she that turned into a he? Post-op. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, do what you're thinking. Sounded good to me, man. That's it. Yep, I do too. So you've got the dum with the toms that you're doing, which is good, and then we're done. Okay, thank you.
And that's a wrap, kids.
And this concludes drum tracking.
So once the task of retracking drums was completed, we moved pretty quick. Originally, I had pulled Jeff Smith, who's a fantastic bass player, into this project, and we actually tried to have him play bass on the original drum tracks because we thought at the time we could save them. Once we realized we couldn't save them, we had to abandon everything else that we were working on in that regard. So unfortunately, I was not able to use Jeff's tracks. So Ian offered to play bass on the whole album. Being the fact that he was his own rhythm section, everything locks nice and tight, and was able to establish the pocket and everything that we needed to put the other instruments over top of. We had Jeff Faulkner, who is a friend of Ian Baird's, come over and track guitars on Awake and Alive and Broken Hearted Man.
We do that Moves Like Jagger song, you know?
Oh, boy.
And the Nana Chicks love that tune.
Yes, they do. Okay.
Do you also do the ooh, 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 ooh?
What's that?
I have no idea.
What is that?
It's the new Maroon 5 song that's huge.
The new Maroon 5?
Yeah, the ooh, 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 ooh.
I don't think I've heard it, but we should probably do it if it's huge.
Yeah, you should.
Okay.
We're on our own, people.
Okay. No. Or does it go? Like that? Or does it just go?
That way, right there.
Okay. Okay.
So then I grabbed a guy named Fred Hayner and had him play guitars on a song called If It's Real, because he's a real good hard rock guitar guy, and I thought his rhythm playing would be a nice addition, but just having his guitars on top of that was really, was really nice. I then had a guy named Chris Sterr play guitar on about 5 or 6 of the tunes. He's a great blues rock player, has a lot of really great licks and ideas, and he laid down some electrics, some acoustics on Damn Charade, and some lap steel here and there where necessary, and just a great player, and it was a real pleasure working with him. Okay, that's amazing. In the can. I think this song is in the can.
Okay. So same idea on the chorus though.
Yeah, just the last go round. It doesn't do it twice. I stopped too soon.
Okay, go ahead and roll. We'll see what we can get.
Oh my God! What do you think of that? Holy
Cool.
That's it. That's
Cool.
exactly what that's gonna do.
Cool. Woo!
Cut it.
Cool. Kind of chorus because you're just a little bit shy.
And I'm not gonna correct everything, so it's not, you know.
Well, and that part there will sound kind of, I mean, like, it's going to have soul and, like...
Yep, I love it.
And it's going to be, like, kind of a, you know, a grind, you know?
I love it. And we'll probably put some fuzz on there.
Oh, yeah, you're going to have to.
So once I felt like I had enough of the tracks to work with, I then cut vocals on everything. And if you listen to the commentary track, which is available on Bandcamp, you'll hear me talk about all the weird ways in which I had to finagle space to cut vocals because I wasn't in a position to cut in my own house because of noise ordinances and things like that. Yeah, like if I screw up, I won't repunch. I'll go back to the beginning of that section. I hate how it's turning out. I feel like I'm burning out. And all my dreams fade in decay. I feel like I'm crawling out of a world that is falling out. And I've lost. Okay. So should I redo the whole verse?
Man, that's what I'm saying.
Because, dude, I love that first half.
Have a listen back and make sure it's really something you can't do again, but I still think complete sections sound more fluid.
Okay. I'll do it again. Here we go.
A line or two that you like.
Here we are. I hate how it's turning out. I feel like I'm burning out. And all my dreams fade in decay. I feel like I'm crawling out of a world that is falling out. And I've gone and lost my way. I had this belch in my throat. God damn. Just when I look behind, seeing the place where I come from, I feel so undermined, being the thing that I've become. Alone in this crowd as I'm seeing the world from where I stand. I wonder what the first takes sound like. Do you think we have enough to comp?
Probably. In all honesty, yeah. I'd say let's move on to backing.
And kind of smattered throughout that process was keyboard tracking sessions. And I tracked keyboards in all different kinds of weird places. Some of it was done in the dorm room at Guiding Eyes for the Blind when I was kidding my dog. Some of it was done in my living room in my recliner. Some of it was done in my normal studio space, just all over the place. So then once all the instruments were done and we had what we wanted, then Ian and I were kind of working on the mix. He would mix and then send me proofs for me to check out. So if I thought something needed to come up or down, we would discuss it over the phone. We actually have even further improved that technique with the release of the EP, where we were actually working together on Skype, and I was listening to things and talking to him, and we were able to mix that project much quicker. So once the mixing was done, we sent it off to a guy by the name of Jacob Dettering over at Red Pill Entertainment. He threw it to tape and then back into digital to give it that kind of analog feel. He mastered it, sent it back to us, and we uploaded it to the web and got it into your hands. So that's kind of, in a nutshell, the process of how this record came about. This album took over 5 years. Literally, the writing process started in 2007, to be honest. So we're looking at almost a 7-year build-up. We had the drum tracking in 2009, which was obviously met with a setback. And at that time, I didn't even think I was going to finish the album. I thought, well, maybe this is just done for. We rebooted in 2012 and finally released it in 2014. So it's been a long road. It's been hard on me at times, hard on others at times. It almost damn near destroyed a couple of relationships, unfortunately, and that's just what happens in the creative process sometimes. And these songs, through both the full length and the companion EP, have finally seen the light of day. They're finally out there for people to check out, and I couldn't be any happier. So what's next? Well, I've got some ideas.
I hate how it's turning out. I feel like I'm burning out.